that's supposed to be editable, but anyway, so what I want to talk about is what we can do. You know, we're told about global warming and we're told about this and everything else, and it creates a picture in our minds of just pretty gloom and doom. You know, for like 2050 sounds like, oh God, everybody's gonna be laying around fried. But the vision I see from what we're doing is a lot different. And what I saw in my mind is I'm setting up on top of this plateau that today is hopeless, but I'm looking at it and I'm kind of looking up the plateau, you know, one direction, and it's got wind turbines, but it's got a lot of livestock that are happy. It's got watering troughs. I mean, it's just a healthy, green, and productive area for, you know, a lot of livestock. And that's really neat. And then, of course, just over there is the hydroelectric plant we put in because we had so much wind and everything. We have the wet water and we've got this big drop. So we put that in. And so now the whole you know, the whole area is electrified, 100%. And then, you know, but then I turn around and I look at the area below me, and it's just, it's all green. It's like the town is like, you know, an up-to-date town. I mean, it's got a few, you know, the cars in it are all electric. There's no smoke anymore, you know, coming from any of the houses, nothing. No smoke coming from tractors, nothing. It's just a completely clear sky, and it's a prosperous society. We now have 2 million people, where we had 200,000 starving people. We now have 2 million people who are productive. They've got good jobs. You can see the, you know, the industry, you know, the food industry buildings over here. But I can look at this whole valley now, and I can see green, and I can see clean, and I can see a good quality of life. And what we did different, you know, the new model that we created that was different is we used the capitalist model, you know, and we secured a big chunk of land. But, you know, the private model, just like everywhere, kept government out of it so we could do things. But it was all built around the whole supply chain. And the product we found that everybody was desperate for, and we would be too, was fodder. You know, is hay. Because the pasture land has all been dead, it's been overgrazed. But we had a place that we started with where we actually had realized there's an aquifer there, and we started doing managed farming instead of just roaming around hopelessly, because we knew a long time ago that the pastoralism was destructive. So we're not changing that culture, and the people are still able to run around, but we're growing the fodder here that we can sell for distribution to, like, the county. We started out, we were selling it to county, now we're selling it in 5 counties, you know, and it's our business. But then we're also feeding our own livestock, you know, the ones up on the hill, and raising super quality meat. And so, you know, but the shocking part is I've realized this doesn't need to look like Africa gotten better. Because our revenues, by focusing on the food, are the same as the revenues of any agricultural company anywhere in the world. Okay? We can afford first world equipment. We have a first world economy. Everything in our area here now it's fresh and it's new, and the products are there, the technology is up to date, we have everything under management, so that we're optimizing the productivity. But we came in with a company that has a management plan that manages the water instead of just sucking it dry. It manages the soil. We monitor the soil. We take the poop and we, you know, digest it to make, you know, methane for heat, but we also take it to create soil amendments. You know, and that wonderful little pond over there that's got the green on it, we're growing duckweed from, you know, sewage, but we're also now feeding a bunch of fish. So we're making all 3 kinds of protein. the meat the beef protein or the animal protein, the food protein, but also, it's like cattle, chickens, sheep, camels, and camel milk's gotten to be quite a thing. But yeah, and then, like the sewage, we grow that, and that becomes food. Oh, and we're zillions of chickens. But those aren't down in the village right here, but every place you look has a combination of livestock. But, they've got their own grazing, and it's managed, and they're taking care of it, because we've now set up where they can actually own it instead of just be wandering gypsy type finding grazing land. And so, it looks like a British farming area with people's got their areas, but everybody's working together. It's all a big community. And with the central employment and the jobs for everybody, not everybody's working for our company, but they're working for somebody that our company is helping support.
People finally have a stake in their own lives.
They have a stake in their own lives. We have a profitability, and what we've done that's really wacko is, instead of going over there and bringing U.S. capitalism over, or international capitalism over, which is based on how much can we grow here and take away, we've created an African capitalist country, or company, and we're free trade, we're in business to make profit, but it's African, and the money stays here. Okay? The people here, the valley, the community, the money from those revenues, it stays here. And we keep expanding and making things better, instead of all the goodies and that American-sized revenue, 80% of it being taken home and leaving everybody starving. And so that's really our new model that we've managed to put together here.
That's life-changing.
It is, and that's why I get real emotional, when I tell this, because, I'm as proud of this as I would be if one of my kids got a Nobel Prize. This is a lot of people working together and enabling a lot of people to work together, creating a system that works for everybody with the beginning. We're not going to do something and come fix it. The system was created to work for everybody. And it works fine. It's just, we started out with an outset that instead of just one company making all the profit, we wanted everybody. And it's almost like a Toyota or a Japanese Kaizen model, or McDonald's, where you've got to take care of the whole supply chain. So everybody has got to be healthy and happy. And we designed the business based on that, which is, radically different than the way we've been doing business, which is we have stuff to sell. Who's out there we can sell it to? Well, now we're out there, and yeah, we can buy some stuff, but we're buying what we need to make our product. We're not buying stuff that just make sales. And we're growing it with that, because now we have an economy here. And it is new energy. We are using solar. We are using wind. We're using the new energy thing, because this whole thing has been designed to use it. Okay? We have storage, we have batteries, we have all that, but we can afford it because the money that's being earned stays here, and we can afford the best equipment in the world. Instead of trying to look at, what are the poor people going to get money? No, they have money now. And we have 2 million consumers that are part of the global economy, that have buying power, that are happy.
No.
Instead of 200,000 people that are just starving to death with no hope.
Right.
And, and 100 miles away, that's bad enough that Al-Shabaab was able to completely find terrorists. Terrorism has kind of died because we just eliminated hate. There's no need to hate anybody anymore. People have got jobs, they've got good jobs, they've got things they can be proud of.
They're doing it themselves.
And,
and not a handout.
They own it. They're earning it. They're owning it. And they have upside, and they can have aspiration, and they can have dreams. And what we're showing here is, yes, you can have dreams, and yes, they can come true, Because as I look at this, I'm not seeing anything whack out new. You know, we're just using everything we've learned in 150 years or 200 years of farming and the industrialized world. We just brought it all, but we had the clean sheet of paper so we could turn it into a system of subsystems, but they're all designed from the beginning to fit together.
Right.
You know? And so that's why we're really proud of this, and we need your help, you know, to do this now, because 2020, and you know, the people over there are starving. They can't buy anything. Nobody. This area is one that, you know, people are driving up by I Isiolo and they say, well, you get out there, there's nothing. It's not worth anything. It's dry. It's just hopeless. You know, there's washboards. There's no reason to even freaking go out there. And this whole area has been considered that for 50 years. And we're in the middle of it. So in a way, it seemed crazy, but you know, it's really because we had hydrology knowledge and nobody else had looked at it. And pastoralists don't grow wells, okay? They just look for water. As they don't have any, you know, means to do that, or they didn't. But as you look at it now, you know, you can either say we're looking down at something like the Imperial Valley or Palm Springs, where you got this desert, but then you've got this beautiful, green, productive oasis that's just a complete economy. And other people have been doing this for a while now. So, I mean, what it's done is it's created an economy where there was no buying power. We now have full, complete economies that are customers for the industrialized world. We can afford as good a products as anybody, but it's our economy here. We're not working to support other economies other than as trade partners where we're selling them, you know, our products. But we don't exist to support other economies. We exist to be a customer. We exist to function as an economy, to be able to have globally tradable, you know, products. But it's a whole economy. It's not a piece of an economy. It's not a bunch of parts. We have customers, we have suppliers, we have the whole industry, we have retailers, but the money stays here. And so, you know, the economy, but it's an end-to-end economy. I mean, we don't have to have any subsidies because, you know, we've got it and we're rolling most, you know, the profit back into, you know, continuing to expand, but it's still a function of, we didn't come to sell things. And we didn't come to just rescue a farm. We came to create an economy.
Rather than desolate hopelessness.
Well, and that's what we saw. But now I, you know, in 2050, and this has happened, so I'm emotional because I know that what we're creating is an economy that I will just be, you know, that I'm just totally proud of. And it was a new idea at the time, but now it's not. And I love being part of helping things like that happen. And so, I need your help. I mean, this has taken 30 years my knowledge and about 15 years of other people's, and it's in there, you know, but it's deep experience, and from the very beginning, our intent was to design an economy, business, an economy, rather than to come over and sell widgets and new technology. We created the economy, and now when the new technology comes out, if it's helpful, we buy it. We didn't go in business to buy new technology. We went in business to grow food products that has an infinite model. It is not going to go obsolete. It's not going to go out of date. You know, I mean, we just have this economy that, you know, it's just, so that's how you think 30 years. Okay, is you start with a product that isn't going to go out of date. And
No.
Technology can do a lot of things, but I don't think food's going to go out of date.
Nope.
You know, we feel like this is a solid, and we really, you know, our thinking is, you know, I mean, we're trying to do everything we can to make sure that this just keeps clicking over. And 50 years isn't very hard. And in our part of the world, things are nice. And, you know, the global warming, everything else has changed, but we have arranged everything to make sure we get the value out of everything. We manage our water where it doesn't go away.
Mm-hmm.
We recycle it. We use hydro. We use the water, but we use it very sparingly. And then we use like manure to get the soil where the water does 5 times. It doesn't just hit and run off like it is now, or, you know, did in 2020. But, you know, now it's verdant soil that you can grow really high quality crops in. And it's going to stay that way because we have designed to make it that way. And then, instead of abusing the land, by making it more productive, we don't have to, you know, we don't have to industrialize things because it's so damn productive. And our productivity per acre here is, you know, kind of off the charts compared to most places because the system is the soil. The soil, it's mother. The water is our survival.
You might be creating a much bigger economy, a much bigger market. People will want the good food, the healthy food.
Oh yeah, yeah. We want it to be, you know, it's fun. We might have an I Isiolo brand or something like that because we want our food to be noticed as the best. But we also want people to want to do what we're doing. You know, because the way we can change millions and millions and millions and millions of life is we do this, other people watch. We have actually a foundation set up and a group that helps other people. You know, say you always worry on, and somebody going to steal your ideas, and our attitude is, please, steal our idea. Let us help you. Let's help you get it right.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get it wrong and it works better for you, then we'll adapt it here. There's no lose. So, you know, if somebody takes our idea and runs with it, that's the biggest compliment and joy we can ask. And that's happening a lot. And that's why I'm so incredibly proud of this. So, you know, I'm out of time, but that's what I wanted to share with you.